I got a little bit of free time right now, so I decided I'm going to give a little spiel on. I guess I could do a combination. Why not? I've seen a few movies recently. I'd like to speak on pretty much everything. You know, I don't have all the time in the world to take time for every single thing that I watch or whatever, so I guess this will be a combination of a few movies that I've seen recently. So the one movie that I just saw, was it yesterday? Yesterday was Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. So if you're not familiar with that film in particular, it is noted for being the one Halloween film that does not have Michael Myers in it, which you might think doesn't even make sense. It's kind of a fallacy. And yeah, it is weird. I have the Scream Factory DVD for it, and there's a documentary that goes over all of that weirdness with the naming of the movie, the fact that they don't have him in it. It's very interesting. But the movie itself, again, it has basically nothing to do with the first two Halloween films. It was intended to be the beginning of an anthology series that was kind of a spin-off of Halloween, but the movie basically stands alone. The only reference to the other Halloween movies is that in one scene of the movie, the main character is like watching TV and they're flipping through the channels, and you see like 5 seconds of footage of the original Halloween, which is just kind of funny. It's like an Easter egg. But yeah, other than that, it has nothing to do with the other two movies. So basically what it is it's a Halloween themed, very much Halloween themed horror movie. And I enjoyed it a lot. I like the first Halloween better. I mean, what's the point of even comparing them? But I like it better than Halloween 2. But yeah, it's good. I mean, it has the same kind of vibes that you want from that time period. I think this movie was 1982, I think, or 3, something like that. And yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. And I think it's worth watching if you like the Halloween movies. If you're a horror fan in general, I'd say go ahead and watch it. Again, it might be a little bit slow by today's standards, but it has great cinematography, production design, makeup, like overall just really well made. So definitely recommend checking out Halloween 3. Okay, so I also saw Backrooms. That's a new movie. If you don't know what it is, it's based on a creepypasta or internet lore type thing. That it's kind of along the same lines of a Slender Man type movie, but not based on a character. It's based on like a concept. And this movie I thought was really enjoyable all around. It does have a surreal quality to it, and it's kind of the type of movie that if you want everything explicitly explained to you, you might leave a little bit empty with that. But if you can kind of read between the lines and enjoy the surrealness of it and enjoying the characters, I think it's really enjoyable. And I think all the technical qualities I actually think are really well done. And overall, I think it's a very enjoyable movie. It's not a typical Hollywood horror movie by any means these days. When I was watching the movie, I was thinking, I can't believe that they were able to make this with the budget that they had in the current year. But I recommend it a lot. In terms of I would say most movie fans in general should check it out. If you're not into horror, I still think there's a lot to enjoy here. Um, in the end, it is a horror movie, but I still recommend it. So I'd say definitely check that out. And I hope that that type of movie we continue to see produced. And the fact that it's done well at the box office actually has me optimistic about that. So, yeah, so check that one out for sure. Whenever that is released, I guess on streaming, because these days you got to see everything on streaming. Because who knows what movies even get physical releases anymore, but whatever, that's a topic for another time. But yeah, Backrooms, good movie for sure. Next movie I saw was Masters of the Universe. I'm not, honestly, not familiar with the anything having to do with Masters of the Universe or He-Man or any of that. The only thing that I really am aware of is that She-Ra animated show, which I haven't seen. I just know that it exists. So I went into it very blind on everything. And it was okay. I actually thought it was pretty funny. I liked Skeletor. The action was not bad. It was not a bad way to spend a couple of hours. Nothing super memorable, but I was able to see it with AMC A-List, so it wasn't a waste of time. But if I spent a good amount of money on it, I don't know. I wouldn't have spent a good amount of money on it is the thing. But yeah, certainly if you're a fan of the franchise, check it out. It's probably not going to be too much of a disappointment. Otherwise, yeah, not too bad. I don't think it's doing that well at the box office, but yeah, it was kind of middle of the road, but don't have much to say in either direction about it. The last movie I wanted to talk about was Toy Story 5. I saw this movie in the theater, of course. Man, it used to be such a event when new Pixar movies came out. Like, it was like, you gotta drop everything. You just gotta see it. And in general, Disney and Pixar have become a lot less of something that I care about when a new movie's coming out from them. I mean, between the actual animated movies from Disney, of course Pixar, and then the live action, there's just a lot that I'm really not interested in. But anyway, Toy Story 5. In terms of the rest of the franchise, I'm a fan of the franchise, I'll say, overall. Toy Story 1's a good movie. I think it's overrated. Toy Story 2, I love. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it builds upon the first and it improves it in pretty much every way. 3 is also a fantastic movie. And also, I think, a perfect ending to the trilogy. And 4, I did see it in theaters. Don't remember anything about it. And now we're at 5. This movie went in one ear and out the other. I mean, basically the same thing as 4. It's a tiny bit more memorable because I think I'll remember the army of Buzz Lightyears. But seriously, like, even if this movie was amazing, I think I'm kind of over a lot of the Toy Story stuff at this point. I think they've just told their story. And I just don't get very excited about it anymore. I would like to see, for sure, I'd like to see them do original stuff. I mean, both Disney, Pixar, and also their live action. I know I'm preaching to absolute deaf ears right now, and Disney does not care. They only care about printing green backs but it is in the name of art. Disney is really not producing at this time. Um, so that's my hope. Who knows? Maybe they'll change their tune. Every now and then they are still coming out with original stuff, but you know what the reality is? People don't go to see them. Um, Not nearly as much as the stuff they know. So, in terms of the box office, that's the unfortunate reality. Um, but yeah, I'll say I know a lot of people, by the way, are liking this movie, and there's probably a good chance, like if you're watching this, you very much might like it. Um, I honestly don't have too much against it. It's just very forgettable for me, and I will never ever choose to watch it again. Like unless it was some Toy Story like marathon that I wanted to do and it had to be a completionist thing, I would have no interest in rewatching this. Um, so, but I mean, that's kind of how it is with a lot of the recent Pixar stuff. I do need to watch a few of the new Pixar movies still, and I think there's more merit to some of those. But um, yes, that was that, and I believe that's all the movies that I've watched in like super recently. Haven't been watching that many movies. Let me just speak on one that I know. This is probably a little bit further back, but I'd like to recommend it, and that is Dinner in America. This is a movie, um, certainly not a big budget movie. Most of the cast are not. I mean, they're actors, but they're not um, A-listers or anything like that. Um, and I think this is a great movie. It's a certainly falls in the dramedy, romantic dramedy. It's all kind of together in that way. It's very funny, extremely good characters, development of them. Um, very, it's a little bit surreal in some of its humor, but it's also very realistic in a lot of ways. Um, it has a great use of music, um, and one of my favorite things when I'm watching a movie is when I really can see myself in whether it's the main character or any character really. And this movie has it in multiple characters. It has that real humanity. Um, so yeah, this movie is really well written, um, and this was a sure-handed director. I think they did a great job. Very much look forward to anything that anybody involved with this movie does again. And I'd recommend it to pretty much anybody. The only thing, there's kind of a little bit of gross out humor slash, I don't know, like if you're not into it's kind of crude in some parts. So I'm guessing if you're watching this, that's not gonna bother you. But um, that's the only thing I could think that would make somebody not like this. I mean, it's so like it's so realistic while also being really funny, and like you feel like you're watching what happened in your town. Like it's that close of like realism to normal America, but also a little bit just kind of offbeat, off the wall. Um, and it's absolutely a movie that I won't forget. Um, and yeah, I would wholeheartedly recommend it. So that was Dinner in America. Um, I'm definitely gonna talk about some more movies as time goes on here. Um, like some that I watched a little bit further back. Certainly, what I watch in the future, especially with A List. I recommend that, by the way, if you got AMC. Um, but yeah, and if you have any movie recommendations, first of all, my Letterboxd, I will link it and check it out. And if you have any recommendations for me, let me know. I would love to. I always love hearing recommendations, even if you're going to recommend me Legally Blonde 3, A Visit to Paris or whatever. Um, if you like it, recommend it to me. That's all I care about. If you don't like it, then I don't really care. But if somebody out there likes it, I want to know. I want it to be recommended to me. Anyway, um, I enjoyed making this. I really love talking about uh, my interpretation and appreciation of the art that I enjoy. This was movies. Um, I'd love to do this about TV, about video games, anything at all. So, um, I will definitely be back soon. See you next time. Goodbye.